team coming here. As some of the old timers here remember, we had a wonderful league here a few years ago and brought a lot of people to Estero. You had it here in this facility, and we're going to start this program again. Gary and his crew are going to bring it here, and I hope that we get all of the area people, not just people in Estero, but the entire Lee County and county people that will be supporting this team. We'll be playing in the what we call the off season, which is great. It gives an activity for the residents to come and talk and visit the area of Estero, but also support the team. So what I'm going to do is I have two of my council people here. I'm going to let each one tell you their thoughts on it. And first is John McLean and our council lady, Katie Arrington here. So we start with you, John.
Thank you, Mayor. I think it's very exciting. Estero is a very exciting place. We've, as you probably all know, this week we purchased 62 point some acres today, right on the corner of this week, Wednesday, on the corner of Corkscrew and 41. So our interest, being involved with everything with Estero, I think it's very important that we have recreational opportunities. We look at that purchase as part of that. And talking with Gary earlier today, he's got 10 plus years experience, I think, in the football arena. So I think he's bringing lots of expertise to make this a very successful launch. It sounds like an exciting opportunity for all our residents here in Estero to enjoy. So we welcome them with open arms, and we hope that all the citizens within Estero do the same thing. So thank you very much for considering Estero as your location. We look forward to a great partnership.
Thank you, Council Member McLean. Thank you, Mayor. I'm just really excited about this. I'm one of these folks who is at home watching an awful lot of football, but I haven't seen the A-League football. I haven't seen that before, but I'm very familiar with regular football. It's very interesting to me because I think it could be such a draw to people here in Estero and all around the community where they can drive and come and watch this kind of play going on. And it's exciting to have something else in this arena that's going on that I just have a feeling that you're going to be very successful with this. My husband watches football a lot, and of course we watch a lot of college football and then of course the NFL. So high school football, and it's just really interesting. And I've never seen it played, and I'm really curious as to how you play it without kicking and punting. So that'll be a challenge. But thank you and welcome, and I'm glad you chose Estero. Thank you very much.
Well, let me start. I'm Gary Tufford. I am the commissioner of the A-League. It's great to be back here in Estero. I'll tell you, I had my experience here. I came back here years and years ago when I was in the Arena Football League. When the Firecats were here, I had the pleasure of bringing my teams down here to play against the Firecats. Unfortunately, we lost a few times, but that's beside the point. But a great experience. Always loved the arena. Recently, I have a television production company. I come here every year. We produce all the high school state championships of baseball over in Hammond Stadium. So, I get an opportunity to come here for a couple weeks every year, and now I get an opportunity to spend probably more time than we ever thought possible, but that's good. It's all good. So, let me tell you a little bit about the A-League. The A-League is a brand new league. He was gracious in saying 10 years. I probably got 20 plus years in arena football alone. I worked in the NFL, I worked in the CFL, I played in the CFL back in the heydays with Warren Moon and Johnny Rogers and Anthony Davis and those guys. Shows you how old I am. But that being said, everything, wherever you've been brings you to where you are, and I think that we have a good mix of what we bring to the table. Not only do we know big field football, outside football, but the arena football game is really our niche. Andrew and I we've collaborated on several leagues. We've done many teams together. It's new, it's exciting for us. This is a single entity league. And what I mean by that is our executive council own this league. We own all the teams, we pay the players, Unfortunately, we pay all the bills, but it is our decisions. And I can tell you, running a league, that one of the big hurdles that you find running a league is you're only as good as your weakest owner. And that's been the downfall of leagues. When we put this together, we realized that, you know what, we want to do this the way that we've always wanted to do it, which is our plan. So when we make a decision, it's what we want to do, and we're very excited about that. Market sizes. Why are we in Estero? Well, we feel like this is a great market. Always has been. It's got a great history of football here. Like I said, going back to the Cats, the Tarpons used to play here. Good attendance, great demographic, very diverse fan group, economically sound, so it makes sense to be here in the Gulf Coast. We're going to play with 4 teams this year, and that's by design. We wanted to have a very regional, community-minded league starting out in Florida and make the markets reachable to every market. Our furthest market is 90 minutes away. So we will play in Estero this year, we will play in Lakeland, Florida, we'll play in Sarasota, and in Bradenton. Bradenton and Sarasota will share the same arena, which is the Robarts Arena in Sarasota, a LA Rams Chargers type situation. But that's exciting to us because the market is so close, so it makes sense. 15 miles apart from each other, we can market it in a certain way, and we can create 2 teams there that make sense. So next year, we'll add 2 to 4 teams. The thinking is, let's keep it regional, let's keep it tight, let's keep it in Florida. You know, we've all been in big leagues. You know, I've been in 30-team arena leagues. I've been in the Arena League. I can tell you that your biggest challenge is trying to keep that together to go to, whether you're going to Oregon or Wyoming or wherever you're going, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. We really feel this makes sense. We feel like the markets that we're targeting make sense. We can create some great rivalries. That's what really this is about for us, is to create great rivalries, have communities say, you know what, we really want to beat Lakeland, or we really want to beat Sarasota. That's our rival, and we think that that's important at this level. So 4 teams, like I said, 6 to 8 in 2020. We will play an 8-game season. Gulf Coast Fire is the regional team here. They'll play 4 games home, 4 games away. Now what's exciting that we've built into this is we've created a doubleheader situation in every one of our markets. So on any given night throughout the league, you will get to see all 4 teams play. And that's a first in arena football. It's a first in football. Nobody really does that. So we think that's an opportunity for fans to see all the teams, really get a taste of what the league's about, and get more football value for your money than you've ever seen before. 1 ticket will get you both games. So we think that's a good value. We think we're doing something really that the community wants. We have already decided where our championship game will be. It will be right here in Estero. We will play our playoff doubleheader in Lakeland. Our schedule is, as of today, it's already been ready to go. We will release it today, so we're ready to go. We're ready to play football. Our season starts May of 2019, will run to the end of July of 2019. So it's a very tight schedule. Going down the road, do we want to play more games? Maybe, maybe not. But we think that's enough football for that period of time, at a time when people need some football. You know, the NFL is not playing. The AFL's finished. You know, we're in a spot there that makes sense for people that are football fans, that we can give them what they need. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing as far as the game goes. We've designed the game a little bit different. We've taken all the experiences that we've had. One of the things that we have is 16-man rosters. Now, it's a very, very tight roster. That will put the emphasis on coaches to find the very best players and manage that roster. We really feel like the guys that we want to recruit have got to be hometown heroes. That's really our mantra. We want hometown heroes. We want guys that maybe, you know what, he's played at a Division III or Division I school. He's got a good level of experience. He wants to extend his football playing career a little bit longer. Great place to play, right in front of your friends, family, and your community. We're not recruiting guys from Oregon. We're not bringing guys from USC. We're going to find our players right here. We think that's important. We think that's what you want to see. We think that's what they want to do. And we'll create parity in this league because of that formula. It's not about guys making millions of dollars, whining about things they don't want to do, and I think we've all, had our fill of that kind of football. We really want to bring football, take the game back to where it really is and should be, and that's right here in the community. Play the game for the right reasons and do the right thing. Okay, a couple other changes that we take. There will be no kicking in our game. I know there's a lot of kickers out there that are not real happy about that. But here's what we found. Kicking in arena football, you get so many dead ball fouls, hits the steel, whistle blows, you've got to change squads, take out the kicking team, bring in the offense. It slows the game down. So we've eliminated that. So how will this work? You'll take the ball in your 5, you'll scrimmage, 4 downs to make a first down. If you don't make it, you turn the ball over at that spot. What will that lead to? Probably a lot of scoring. That's okay. That's what people want to see. So that'll speed the game up. Why do we want to speed it up? We really want a 2-hour experience. We want people to come in, enjoy the game, be in and out in a 2-hour time period, and we feel that that's enough. That's what people want. So we've tried to cater to that. We have another rule that's interesting. We have 2 players on that 16-man roster that have to play both ways. For 60 minutes, 2 of those designated players will have to play the whole game on both sides of the ball. This will force coaches to find not only good football players, but great athletes. Kind of reminiscent of what we did back in the Arena League days, where it was opposite, where everybody had to play both ways, except for 2 players could be specialists. Well, we flipped it. So we think that's going to be an interesting combination. We think that that's going to put some emphasis on coaches to find players that are really great athletes. I think people will embrace that. Those players will be called, we've named the Deuce. Those are our Deuce players, connotation of 2-way. The season, like I said, runs from May to the end of July. All teams will have double headers, and our championship game will be right here in Estero. And we think that, this is our crown jewel arena. We're very happy to be here. Like I said, we love the Estero market. And the team names, as you can see right here, we've got the Sarasota BigCats, the Manatee Neptunes, Lakeland Tarpons. And if you remember the Tarpons played here years ago before moving to Lakeland. Tarpons are back in it. And of course, your Gulf Coast Fire. So that's A-League. That's the brief overview. Immediately following this, we'll have some opportunity for you to ask questions, and we've got some handouts and things, and you can log on to aleaguefootball.com, find out all this information. It's all there. Everything's all ready to go. We're ready to go play football. It's exciting for us. We hope it's exciting for you. We're looking forward to being here. At this point, let me introduce Randy. He's going to say a few words from the arena, and then he'll introduce Andrew Haines.
Hello, I'd just like to thank you all for coming out today and being here for this. We at the arena are excited to bring football back to the arena. We've had a few teams over the years with the Florida Cats, then most recently the Florida Tarpons. And so when Andrew called and asked if we were interested in having a football team back, of course we were thrilled. We were excited. I think the community has always come out and support football. And so when we had that opportunity and were presented with it, of course we jumped at it at the first opportunity we could. So Andrew we worked with Andrew before. He brought the Florida Tarpons here back when they first started playing at the arena. So we worked with him the first year or so, and he did a great job of bringing in sponsors and really interacting and engaging with the community. So the fact that he was involved really helped our decision in jumping on board and hosting the league this year. So we are excited to have him. We're excited to have the team. We're excited to bring something more to the community and to everybody that supports us and our fans. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Andrew Haines of the Gulf Coast Fire and the A-League football.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out, everyone. Great turnout. This is something that we've been working on for a long time. A few years ago, I sold off my final ownership in football, and I was like, you know what, I'm done with football. I got burnt out. I was like, how many times have you said that, Gary? I think we've said it way too many times, and I thought I meant it. until I started getting calls from my friends Gary and Michael. Hey, let's get the band back together. Let's do this and that. And you know, there was a few criteria that it took, and over our discussions over, you know, probably a few months even before that, was the only way to do it right is where we can control everything. And so we've basically, over a few months, came up with this concept of how to operate. And it's very exciting. So for myself, I feel my strengths are sales and marketing. It lets me focus on that area. I don't have to worry about all the other stuff, you know, as a sole owner or things like that. Same thing with Gary, with Michael. So we all have our roles and responsibilities, which I think is great. And from a sales and marketing standpoint, it lets us focus on regional partnerships. So instead of selling a partnership for just Estero, we can sell a league-wide deal from Lakeland down here. So there's a lot of benefits that way. Obviously, when we put it together, the first place I suggested we talk is Germain Arena. When I was here, we had a great relationship with the facility. Randy's always been great to work with. You know, the box office people, everybody's been great. So the facility is top notch, and the fan support was there, you know, during that season. So it's like, hey, I think we learned a lot since then as far as sales, marketing, groups, things like that we can help build a bigger fan base. So that's a quick little overview of how I got sucked back into it. But again, so my role with the organization, I'm the president of the business side, and we'll be managing the staff here that we put together. The nice thing is we have our schedule, it's done. We have them right here, we can give you guys. That's never been done before in indoor football, hockey, soccer, pretty much every sport. The schedules come out so late, and it makes it tough to get those groups booked and things like that. So the home opener here is going to be Sunday, May 12th. All our games are going to be Sunday afternoons at 4:05, except for the one doubleheader that we have. We'll have a 1:05 game and a 4:05 game. The league championship game, oh, that's my phone, that's not good, is Monday, July 29th, would be the league championship game. And we feel this would be a great spot no matter who's in the championship. It's such a great destination. I always love coming here. There's so much good food choices and stuff to do. So great spot. So we got our tickets. Our ticket prices start at $10 for groups. So I mean, the cost of a movie, I mean, you know, we're right there. Regular season tickets are $15 to $50, $50 being the front row. So it's very affordable. Season tickets, $50 to $200. So, I mean, you can't really beat that. The next thing we wanted to do is find our football side for down here. And it was real easy for me, you know, just knowing Brent Burnside, who was an assistant coach with the Tarpons since day one. He was also a player with the Firecats. Very, very well-known players, very respected in the community. And we'll be having a party to officially introduce him to the community probably in November. So we'll keep everyone up to date on that. But Brent also coaches over at Moorhaven Middle School and High School. He's the assistant head coach and defensive coordinator. I think I got everything, Gary. I don't know.
You got it.
You said how many years for you?
Too many.
I mean, I'm chasing you. I'm chasing you.
You can't catch me now.
I've been in it 17 years myself, and you know, we look forward to really being part of the community. I mean, I've made a lot of great friendships here when I was here back in 2012 and 13, and some of you guys are here. You know, Mickey being one of our first supporters, and the Cohens back here with the food. I mean, if you guys need catering, Cohen and Cohen. And they're not sponsoring us yet, so great.
Don't be a play on the field.
Yeah, but great support though, and you know, like I said, we're still connected to the community. You know, there's so many people here that you know, are great friends and supporters, and you know, we've been talking to them over the last few months as well. And you know, it's going to take a huge effort, not just by us, but by the community. You know, and the one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work hard in the community to prove ourselves. And we just can't wait to get started. May 12th, 4:05, let's pack this place out. Hopefully it'll be Hertz Arena by then, right? Okay. And
What's the color of the team? Red and
orange, navy, and white.
orange, navy?
Yep, and probably about 4 o'clock today, the schedule will be live on the website. But we do have the schedules here we'll hand out, and we have some media kits as well. But follow us on social media. That's going to be, a great way to stay up to date with information, because there's going to be constant flood of information going on. So again, thanks everyone for coming out, and we'll be available for questions.